Talking with Colin Byrne after the game, he said sometimes it was hard to identify everything the Wake Forest defense was doing before the snap, especially when you're trying to go fast. I understand that's not the kind of conditions you'll be playing in every game, and because of that, every team's not going to try and blitz like that. But what do you ask for the offensive line, I guess particularly the center, to see before the snap? And is there any thought that when you do try and go fast, maybe they can't always see everything?
It's first of all, the centers, the guards, the quarterbacks, the entire offensive line, they have a lot to do before the snap. But so does the defensive line. And the thing with tempo is that everybody's accelerated. You have to be able to operate at that accelerated pace. We talked about playing chess and playing tournament chess and putting the extra pressure on the other opponent. I think the biggest thing is when you're playing in tempo offenses, you have to take a deep breath and you have to relax. Even though it looks chaotic, it's really under control. The biggest thing that we have to do, and I think the best thing that Wake Forest did, is they attacked some of our young people inside, and we need to be able to do things to help them in that situation. We tried to adjust to certain things, and they just turned into physical mismatches. The schemes were solid, but some of their Jimmies were tougher than some of our Joes, bigger, stronger, and we had some issues with leakage internally on some of the stuff.
You said after the game that maybe you would have liked to run the ball a little bit more in the first half, possibly in early downs. Now that you've gone through, rewatched everything, is that still kind of how you feel about the overall play calling?
Well, the biggest thing about that is you take extra hits off the quarterback. When you're out there and you're trying to throw the ball and the weather's not agreeing with you, whether the quarterback gets sacked or not, there's shots that he's taken. Every time that he takes off and he runs, he takes a hit. Those bruises add up when you want him to throw the ball efficiently in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. I thought that the quarterback was extremely courageous the entire football game. You can control the amount of times he's going to get hit when you run the football. And if we'd have ran it a little bit more, I think that we might have been a lot fresher, okay, in the second half when the weather changed to take more advantage of it.
Right. Did you, how thoroughly did you kind of look at the weather report? Obviously, you knew when you're going one way, you're going into the wind and the rain, so I'm sure you can't do as much. But was the idea that you thought it was going to clear up in the second half and that you knew
you're asking me if weather reports are always accurate?
No. I'm asking you if you thought it might have cleared up in the second half and that factored into your game plan.
Absolutely. We wanted to have the win in the fourth quarter. We could have decided which way we wanted to go. When we came out at halftime, we decided to take it in the fourth because we knew it was going to be a fourth quarter game.